In the previous video, we went over the building blocks of a document. We are now ready to talk about selecting one or more of these blocks. Selected items are used either as the receiver or as an argument of an operation. A selection can be explicit or implicit. An example of an implicit selection is the currently active tab for a book is also an implicit book selection. Going down to the next level in the composition hierarchy, selecting a page is accomplished by clicking on its boundary. So if I click here, this page is selected, and if I click on the boundary here closer to the page on the right, then this page is selected. Down one more level to the part level, one or more parts can be selected by the selection tool by using the mouse to sweep a rectangle that intersects with or completely covers a part. So here we have a selection of 6 parts. The green box handles indicate an overall selection. The double box magenta indicates an active selection within this overall selection. The remaining selections with the blue boxes are just regular selections. I can change the active selection by pressing the page up or page down. I'm pressing the page up key now, keyboard key, and you can see that we're cycling through the active selection. Selection can be removed by control and clicking on the boundary. That wasn't quite it. This is okay. So this part is now deselected. Let's deselect this and notice how the overall selection will also shrink. So now this is the selection. On a lower level, a point can be also selected like we saw in a previous video. So let's click on this. So now the selection is this point. You can see the editors are set to accept commands to edit this point here. So since this point is part of this part, if we issue a command to the part, then this part will be affected. So let's try that. Let's change the fill color here. Let's go to the fill color and change it to something, an arbitrary color like this. And then on the next level, we can escape this mode by pressing the escape key. Now we're back to the part selection. So if I use the same fill color, now the fill color is going to apply to all parts in the selection. So let's do it again and pick a different color. Notice these 2 parts are now got a new fill color. This part doesn't have a fill color and the image doesn't have a fill color, so they're not affected. More on styles in a future video. In the previous video, we talked about paragraphs and spans. So now let's finish that discussion by talking about their selection. So once again, let's go to the one-page view and go to page 4. Okay, so now to select a paragraph, the cursor insertion, when I click on this paragraph and I have a cursor, the cursor also serves as an indication for the selection of this paragraph. So if I change the font size to 32, then this whole paragraph changes. Oh, I changed the paragraph on the book level. It affects everything. So let's go back. Let's do it on the paragraph level. Here's the paragraph level. Let's do 14. Okay, so only the paragraph changed. So this is one way of selecting a paragraph. A span is just, you know, what you would expect, and that is by sweeping an area, and this is the span. I can change anything here that will affect this span. A span could also run across multiple paragraphs. So the span also serves as a multi-paragraph selection. Let's save this document as 8, and we'll continue in the next video. So save it as 8, and we're done. So see you next time.